as more committed. This is hard to say. It feels so radical. It's scary. And what's more is it's scary for everybody now because there's so many unknowns. Everything is one giant unknown. There's pressure in a family and in a community to not trust your instincts. When I was in the community, I positioned myself as morally superior, as stronger, as more committed. For me, I've quit my job, quit my people. I don't know what's going to come next. Where am I going to get money? When I was with them, that's how I felt. I felt that I was better than you. And so I went to apologize to people to whom I turned my back. And that was a lot of people. And I've already seen with my siblings, with my family, and there are many life and death situations that I abandoned. It's hard to quit something if you live with it. Really, really hard. Especially if that thing has some kind of power over you, which it almost always does. Life and death. Because if it didn't, life and death, you would probably have life space. For 23 years, I have been immersed in an environment that had a certain way of thinking, and I held onto it for my dear life, and I adopted all the thinking. I adopted it as if it were a life and death. I am not alive in hell. I'm a person who's been through a lot. I'm a person who has who's ready to go forward. The cult is a prison. It's a way of thinking, and it's a prison. The cult is a thing that it's a group whose force of social will, wittingly or unwittingly, has you go against your own benefit. This voice did not exist a few weeks ago. Who is this person? Who is this voice? But you know what? That is a human's prerogative. We can fuck it up if we want to. I always had it. Now, whether it's pathological or narcissistic or benevolent, I'm sure it's all of those things mixed together. Like all of us. There was a pressure. And I'm just not the kind of person who can be in that pressure and stand my ground. And I think that's part of what quitting my cult is I think being in an intentional spiritual community most of the time is this brand of them is to kind of this feeling of like pushing ahead, evolving humanity in a really direct, clear, special kind of way. And we would have, let me just speak for myself, I would have a way of making that superior to the endeavors of like the Joneses down on the street who go to the Methodist Church on Sunday. I would have a way of interpreting that in my mind as somehow we are more committed. That damage, after a while it's damaging to me. It's feeling like I want to be a regular old person with regular old endeavors and intentions. make the decisions I needed to make. Not everyone needs to do that. I needed space to think. So I created the space by pushing back and making a clear decision that I was not going to be accountable to that group think anymore. But the biggest thing here is that I've had to feel like I personally have had to push. And maybe it's just this feeling of my agency. Like, I got to make this decision. Because it wasn't okay for me to make a decision sort of against the will of the group. And people who know what this is like to help me sift through what's true and what's not true. I have an awareness that this phrase or this video might get back to, or very likely in some way will get back to people that I would live with for a long time. After being trapped and stuck for many, many years, now I'm on this feeling like I'm climbing the mountain. I'm building the house, to continue the metaphor. I am building the house. And even when this thing inside me says like, well, you know, if you put this out there, quit your cult, people are going to be like, no. And it's like, well, yeah, they're going to be like, no. So you know what? I got to do it anyway. And I'm safe. I don't even have to see the people. There's definitely a reason I'm putting these on social media. And I'm certain that it's to draw attention to myself, but you know what? I'm not going to go into that. I've always been a little bit like that. Came out of the womb like that, so here we are. Accepting reality. He was transparent about who he was, and I don't doubt anything about his sincerity. 0%. For the first time in 24 years, I thought, I'm going to trust myself. I 100% want to say and repeat over and over again that it has more coming. Apologize. Apologize. I did all the things and I meant it. And people who are still with them will doubt my sincerity, but it was sincere. I'm sorry that I didn't trust myself, and I'm sorry that I didn't listen to you. Endeavoring to hear your stories. There's a